out. I hope you're all ready. I'm going to read this in the sexiest voice I can. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to read it. I am going to narrate the whole story. Because I do that for every interlude, so I can upload it to YouTube. And because I think it makes good content, but people don't watch them. So, legitimately, like, no one goes and watches the interludes. So, YouTube, you guys should really watch these interludes. I think they're good. Isn't that right, Ferret? Isn't that right, Ferret? I think the Ferret thinks they're good, too. This is Metamorphosis. This is Crimson Abyss, Alpha Crimson Abyss story for interlude. I hope you're all ready. And let's get into it. The adjacent area has been cleared. Are you sure you don't need a filter? It's nothing more than a placebo. And it's not your duty to take care of me. Just tell me what you've got. Of course. Our mission target, Lucia the Construct. She has been found alive. In the ruins. Nicola was silent for a moment, as if he was hiding his relief from the others. You, and you, come with me. You hear that? They want them to come with them. Yes. Boy. Nicola and his fellow team members went over the ruins built on the corrupted corpses and the broken walls laboriously. At the top of the ruins, Lucia was standing still, silently. She had run out of energy. Her long back hair, along with a few tags in her clenched fists, are the only things swaying in the warm wind. Go on, pause. That's the end. The two bodies laying in front of Lucia used to be her teammates, who were both defeated by her. How's the infection? Very close to critical value, but not yet exceeding it. Nicola bypassed Lucia, who was holding a blade, and crouched to check the two constructs. The inver devices of the two constructs were destroyed by guns. In fact, they were fully corrupted by the virus before being defeated by Lucia. This is... He also found the lower part of an artificial limb holding a pistol. A very neat transaction. I see. It is a part of... How's the searching on low Earth orbit going? We found the drop pod for emergency liftoff floating aimlessly. The recycle has been commenced. It's going good, Guardian. We are doing Alpha Crimson Abyss's interlude. And then we're gonna go do chapter 9 after this. Thank you. Things that have happened here and are going to happen are the top secret of humanity, understand? Roger. Now tell the purifying force not to purify the whole area. Huh? Why would they do that? Interesting choice. A few minutes later, a massive fireball with long and fiery tails falls near Nicola from the sky. It slows. The large grid-like make cabin, with the Star of Life medical logo on its side, could be seen from the ground. The rubble crumbs from the thrust produced by the engine. Eventually, it landed in the center of an open space steadily. Deploying an airdrop of all-terrain field hospital for one construct only. It's necessary as it's an emergency and a special case. The Science Council and the Star of Life are in the same boat with you now. No need to worry about the law issues. I'll explain to the council. Is there something to do with your relationship with President Hassan? No, I'm just good at dealing with troublesome works like this. Anyway, we should play our own parts. When it comes to the future of humans, we shouldn't have any hesitation. Now get prepared for the remote surgery. Frankly speaking, we're only able to simulate the human consciousness even with the technology of mind. You should know the direct operation towards consciousness is way more complicated than general surgery, right? Of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't let you, the only person who has acquired this skill in the whole of Babylonia, lead this operation. The analysis of consciousness has been completed. We will make a proposal regarding the process of memory. That's our new pride of Babylonia. I'm just trying to end the whole thing as soon as possible. Then I should tell you the truth. The past experience has caused ineffable impacts on her. Then I have to tell you that part of her consciousness is in a state of high entropy, which is kind of chaotic and very persistent. That's why I need her, to stay loyal to humanity. In short, you want me to erase her memory. Only if necessary. Then I have to tell you that part of her consciousness is in a state of high entropy, which is kind of chaotic and very persistent. Even if I can deal with it, our connection isn't sufficient to meet the requirement of such a high precision transfer. If we insist to extract her memory, I cannot undertake the consequences. Then what's your plan? I think we better save that part of memory in the form of subconsciousness. If we can prevent it from being awakened, we'll be able to keep the integrity of her personality so that it won't be affected by part of her memory. However, we cannot promise whether the deviation will occur with time or not, even if we adopt the more conservative plan. I just need her will to be strong enough to last until the end of the war. As for deviation, in this case, I'll carry out a branch operation on her consciousness and make a copy of it. Wait, as I remember, your principle is to retain the uniqueness of consciousness, right? Yes, and it's the only way to guarantee. You become astonishingly obsessive when it comes to protecting the consciousness of the construct. Yeah, that's just because Asimov is based and Nikola is a bitch. I thought it was quite common for you to deal with cases like that when doing scientific researches. I'm quite surprised that you're such a compassionate person, seeing as you usually treat the constructs as your objects of study. Don't overthink it. As a scientific researcher, I need a copy of her main personality as a control, that's all. Oh, someone a bit of a tsundere. It's up to you. In fact, we only need to ensure that there's only one active consciousness at the same time. Alright, I would rather listen to the advice from a professional. Is that okay? Nicholas stood in front of Lucia's surgery pod in the dib cabin of the transport craft, knocking the glass slightly with his finger and watching Lucia lay inside through the glass. The pilot of the transport craft walked inside the cabin and saluted Nikola at his back. Sir, report. Lucia and the surgery pod have been loaded. We can take off at any time. Are you? I'm good. You can take off once you finish your preparation. Then Nikola took a peek at the monitor at the upper side of the cabin. Hurry up. Roger. The pilot turned and ran towards the cockpit, and the hatch door slid down slowly after Nikola walked out of the cabin. After the hatch door was completely closed, the transport craft rose slowly, while its landing gear retracted inside the craft and blue flame was spraying at the bottom of the craft. It kept rising higher and eventually disappeared from Nikola's sight. A soldier wearing chemical protective clothing was rushing at Nikola. Report, sir. A new corrupted has been detected in area 049 at 3 o'clock. Please return to the front line. Oops. Sorry, Toxic. I forgot to turn it on. It don't work right now. Normally it plays a bury the light. Now I'm glad that it's off because you would have ruined this interlude. The two pilots are taping the pale blue screen inside of the transport craft. One of them casually lies in his seat. It's not gonna work. As the system vocalizes, entering autopilot mode. What do you mean? There's only one. Kasumi-chan, hello, welcome. Hello. I'm with you. Gonna have some drinks in FTL bar when I arrive. Warning, energy shock from the ground is approaching. Warning, energy shock from the ground is approaching. The sudden warnings pulled the two pilots back to reality. The pilot in the driver's seat immediately got up and tapped on the electronic screen. Soon, the outside of the transport craft was displayed on the home screen in front of them. Hey, what is this flying in? Displayed on the main screen is a red light beam with a radius of about 3 meters. The beam is surrounded by a faint red current, indicating the high concentration of the punishing virus in it. You want me to pick one waifu and kill the rest? That's the question you want to ask, Toxic? Also, I really need to make it to where it highlights those. Let me answer it after this interlude. Just remind me, okay? I swear I'll answer it. You don't have to redeem it. Just remind me after the interlude. Boom! A huge explosion sound was heard, and the red emergency lights kept flashing in the cockpit. By looking through the window, a transport craft could be seen falling to the ground, left the other pilot stunned. How is that possible? We're in the ionosphere already. Since when can the corrupted attack in such a range? To slow down the fall, the pilot near the control console desperately pushed the steering lever with his right hand while shouting loudly at the communicator in his left. Transport craft 1068 need support. We're falling. Repeat, we need... Yeah, they died. Roland and Gabriel stood in the ruins on the surface. Gas kept coming out of Gabriel's frame, and through the parts that were not covered by his coat, a red electric current could be seen flowing through his body. The whole ruins were flattened, and beneath the ground beneath him cracked. Right on the bullseye. This cannon you modified works well. Alright, now is the time to welcome another lady home. Roland jumps from the rubble and walks in the direction of the crashed aircraft. Alright, gameplay time. Uh-huh. Yo, who are the enemies? Oh, these guys. Okay. I'm over here like, who's the enemy? Is this the boss rolling? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's the... Oh, no. Why would you do this? This is not normal rolling. Please just destroy everything quickly. I'll look it up in a second. Got it. Boss rolling. Yeah, this is definitely boss rolling. Only team members can approach the client. Duty calls, friend. Move aside. We don't want any trouble. No. They figured it out. Boom. God damn, you guys are dying. Is what I would say if this was good. Man, I'd rather use my own characters. At the very least, just give me alpha. God damn, something. Even if it doesn't make sense. Why boss rolling? Why not, like... By this point, did Roland exist? Like, did Roland, like... have, like, his uniframe? Because why not give me that instead of that? Oh, that's why. VIPs toxic are given to people I think that are cool. Okay? So anyway, you're not on that list. Or you could subscribe. That's how. Also, I only have like those 2 roles. Or like 3 roles, including moderator. So yeah, moderator, VIP, and then like I think subs. I think that's the only thing that I have so far. It's impossible, the goddamn corrupted, and the punishing virus. Oh, Roland didn't become playable till chapter 16. Okay. Gotta have my reading voice back. It was eerily quiet. A moment later. Miss Luna, I'm going to open it. Please step back. Be quick. Snap. La. I didn't realize Gabriel was like a straight up skeleton. I'll be real though. This form of Gabriel legitimately looks like he drives a panel van next to elementary schools. Roland's cool though. Seems to be unconscious still. How can we wake her up then? Looking at the unconscious Lucia, Luna walked to the surgery pod and slowly raised her right hand to Lucia's face. The red electric current started running up and down her fingertips. Lucia. I don't know which one that would be. I don't play Overwatch. Never have. They had double pistols. Yeah, I have no idea. As Luna touches Lucia ever so slightly, the scarlet punishing virus spreads from Luna to the entire operating pod. The virus invaded Lucia from different angles, and after such a strong stimulation, Lucia opened her eyes. Awake, Lucia looks around at the scarlet electric currents and becomes alerted. Corrupted. Be careful, Miss Luna. Lucia broke free of Luna's power and Gabriel came between them just in time. Lucia took advantage of the situation and sprang out of the gap between the three, and then rolled on the ground to pick up the weapon next to the pilot's body. You haven't fully regained your consciousness. Are you able to go into combat mode as you are? Gabriel moves his arm away from Luna and walks towards the now violent Lucia. Lucia stands herself with her weapon and slashes Gabriel, no hesitation. Ah! In the face of Lucia's powerful slashes, Gabriel calmly raised his right arm, and the blade made a crisp sound of metal clashing as it reached Gabriel's right arm. What shocked Lucia is no matter how hard she tried, she could not move her blade an inch forward. It's hard. Put down your weapon. As he spoke, Gabriel clenched his left hand and threw a punch at Lucia. Lucia quickly pulled her blade back and parried the attack, but the punch still sent her flying. Stop, Gabriel. Gabriel then stopped the attack and hid his steel arm back under his cloak. Lucia. Sis. Luna? A smile flashed across Lucia's face, but... No, that was... You were corrupted. The transformation of Luna failed, so she was abandoned by humans. I am that Luna. It's impossible. The goddamn corrupted and the punishing virus. Lucia kept holding her blade and moved slowly to the left. She moved a few steps, rolled over a broken wall, and then ran toward the preset spot. The three watched Lucia from a distance in silence. Miss Luna, she's running out of the capturing area. I know. Luna fell silent as she watched Lucia leaving, and then turned at Roland to give him a new order. Roland, help me to bring Lucia back. Roger. Don't make me play as Roland again. No. Lucia played quickly through the city shadow. Human armies can be seen marching through the streets as she approaches the designated area. Lucia turns to face the other way after confirming the direction. When she sees no trace of the corrupted, she feels relieved and slow down. They haven't caught up yet, so as soon as I can get back to the team. All of a sudden, memories of the past flooded into Lucia's consciousness. Humans. No, I can't go there. Lucia's legs started trembling, and suppressing her headache, she turned her back to the base and marched on. A few days later. You are pretty tough. But I am almost tired of this. Lucia barely held onto her blade as she stumbled across the city. Well, that's good to know. The extensive and intense fight has put Lucia's frame in critical condition, and it does not help that she is fighting without a mind beacon and mind. When her frame stops working, Lucia falls hard to the ground. This fall sends her weapon flying. Lucia slowly crawls her weapon, then holds it in her right hand and tries to get back on her feet by leaning on it. I can't stop yet. Must get up. Lucia could only kneel on the ground and finally lost all her power. She then fell to the ground again and went into a coma. After some time, Lucia slowly opened her eyes. She found that she's not in the ruins of City 049, but the church she knew so well in her memory. As Lucia raised her hands, she found that they were not cold and mechanical with the bionic coating, but were warm flesh, and she was able to say anything she wanted to say. Suddenly, Lucia felt something. She looked behind and saw a little girl holding an ugly frog doll talking to her. Her body automatically started a conversation with that girl. Lucia, I'll protect you. The girl goes farther and farther away from Lucia. Lucia wants to ask the girl what she said, but she cannot make any sound. The church then disappears, and Lucia plunges into the endless darkness again. There was nothing but loneliness and emptiness in the dark. Suddenly, a cold touch was felt and the darkness faded. Lucia opened her eyes again. Having regained some of her strength during the coma, Lucia could finally pick up the weapon. Is that the sound of battle? I wonder what's going on. If I can just get through these corrupted, I'll be able to get away. Oh, come on. I fucked with the ping. Push wrong button. Of course there's a Terrapod. Oh, Gabriel's a mechanoid. He can become an ascendant. Yay! That's great to know. God damn it, Mimic, play the game. Anyway. I don't know what that was. And then finally... the end before the hidden story. After several days, the sky had begun to rain heavily. Behind the ruins Lucia is hiding in, the sound of Roland's footsteps reverberated. This time Roland was not as relaxed as before. All the fighting, escaping, and hiding has worn out Lucia's frame, his colors having worn away. All the days of fighting also left marks on Roland, as he looked a little weary under the rain. I'm tired of this. He's made it here. Lucia, I know you're here. Stop hiding. Lucia bore the pain and held the weapon in her mouth. She then used her left hand to pull a strip of cloth from her uniform and tied the weapon to her right hand. As the uniform was torn apart, a string of contract nameplates fell from Lucia's arms. Lucia closed her eyes slowly. She then lifted her head and picked up the nameplates before hanging them around her neck. After finishing all of this, Lucia leaned against the wall, stood up slowly, and then waited quietly for the opportunity to come. In the distant ruins of buildings, Gabriel held a dark umbrella to keep Luna off the rain. As Luna gazed thoughtfully at the street where Roland and Lucia were. It's been a week, and we still haven't managed to control Lucia. It would be much easier if we didn't rush to use the Ascendant's ability on her. But during this period of time, Lucia and I have seen each other many times, and if she's just confused. Or perhaps she never was confused. Instead, her hatred for the punching virus has overtaken that of. Luna suddenly looked up as something came to her mind and went in the opposite direction from Roland and Lucia. Gabriel tried to keep up with a stop by her. I have to leave for a while to find something. Gabriel, you stay here and make sure Roland won't get out of control and destroy his and his sister's frame. Roger. After some searching, Roland pinpoints Lucia's location. He now moves cautiously towards her. Hey, how's that dirty corner treating you? When Roland came to a dead end, Lucia jumped out from behind and slashed at Roland's neck. But it only hit Roland's chain blade, and Roland was clearly on guard and foresaw Lucia's attack. So close. A pity that you didn't take your chance. It's my turn then. Roland flips his chain blade and discharges Lucia's weapon to the ground. He then dashes at Lucia with all his power and sends her flying onto the street. Roland bends over and gasps for breath. He then raises his gun and limps toward Lucia lying in the street. Finally. You can't hide anymore. After being knocked down, Lucia tries to stand up by leaning on her weapon. But Roland's gun is already pointing at her head. Don't move. Otherwise, you'll lose more than your leg. Lucia swings her weapon with all her might. The sudden attack makes Roland stagger backward to stabilize himself. Before Roland could press forward again, Lucia had raised her weapon to her own heart. What? Roland had never imagined Lucia to do this. Lucia! At the moment the blade touched her frame, Lucia was interrupted by the sudden sound from a distance. As Lucia looked back, she saw Luna approaching slowly from the other side of the street. Rain pours down on Luna, but her determination and pride will never be washed away. Her determination, however, is accompanied by crushing agony on her face. It's much easier to die than to live in hell. But we promise to keep on living together. The little sister who followed you around and couldn't live without you is alive and standing right in front of you. And now you're going to leave me? Luna took an old doll hidden behind her back. It's a frog doll. But this is not the original one. I only found this in the ruins nearby. Because I left the original one to you, my sister. Is that doll still here? Lucia holds her position with tears running down her face. Luna's words remind her of the church from her childhood days, the little girl and her powerless self. Two figures approaching from the other end of the street. As they come closer, the blurred image of the girl becomes more and more clear in Lucia's eyes. Lucia, when can I go out with you? You can't go out yet. It's too dangerous outside. But you were always the one to protect me, and I want to protect you this time. Or help, at least. I promised Mother and Father that I would never let anyone hurt you, so I'll handle the riskier parts. When I grow up, I'm leaving home and keeping you safe. The young Lucia reached her hand out to Luna. But she could touch nothing. The illusion of the two little girls then walked past Lucia and Luna in the present, and disappeared under the brink of an eye. Luna. Luna comes to Lucia, and she holds Lucia's hand in one hand and, with the other hand, gently brushes off the hilt of Lucia's blade in her hand. Lucia. Sis. Luna. Lucia almost collapsed into Luna's arms. Tears run down her cheeks. Lucia's cry was heart-wrenching. Fume, battlefield, human, the virus, survival, salvation, trust, betrayal, despair, hope. At the moment, Lucia could finally let go of all the heavy burdens. As a normal teenage girl, and have a good cry. Gabriel and Roland stood aside in silence. The rain is still coming down furiously, muffling all the sounds. I can protect you now, Lucia. So starting from today, let's be yourself. That was a good story. That was really good. How do we get the hidden story? Do we know? Alpha's challenge to beat the first mission without letting any of the constructs die. Then do the stealth section without getting caught. Oh. I did that. They didn't die. Until I attacked them. Alright, let's do that. Stealth it is. God, I'm not good at stealth. Why did it have to be stealth? I mean, look at that, dude. How do you get through that? That's some bullshit. Can you not? Oh my god. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna be right where you need to walk. That's gonna be annoying. Yay, good RNG doesn't exist. Go away! I think that counts. I think we're good. That should unlock it. Yep, okay. Oh, and it's a fighting stage. Above the city's central purification filter 015. Alpha slowly opens her eyes. Luna. What's the matter, Lucia? I want to meet her. Cool, have fun. Is she talking about the new Lucia? She's completely ignoring my attacks. She seems to be drawn to Lucia, but Lucia, you... I'm fine. Keep Commandant safe. Okay, no. I fucked up. What's up my dodge? Bro, where is my dodge button? Oh, my controller's off. Why is my controller off? Literally, my controller is off. Like, it turned off. There. Yo, we're restarting that. Literally, it turned off. Alright. No. Hey, look at all those red pigs. Alright, that's better. Alright, I switched the 3 pings with blue. Whoops. Yeah, right, bitch. Enough of this nonsense. Yeah, she done. That didn't last long. And then she runs a sword through her arm. Okay. Also, this is why Alpha just kind of fucks off on a motorcycle all the time. Her life was ruined by trauma and being basically forced into military life. So she just wants to do whatever and be with Luna without worrying about responsibilities. Yep. That makes sense. I was kind of that wasn't even kind of, that was a really good story. That was really good. But that didn't explain to me why there's 2. Like, did they... No, wait, they kind of did, didn't it? Didn't they take, like, a copy of Lucia's or Alpha's consciousness and put it into the new Lucia? Is that the Lucia that you play as in the game? That's not Alpha? Is that what they basically did? They just kind of copied it over? And then you see that people betrayed you, decided to clone you, and your copy sucks. Yeah, I mean, her copy does suck. That's the truth. Okay, so it's a literal clone, and not a very good clone either. At all. She got her ass kicked. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.